Good morning and welcome to an all-new Eye of the Tiger. I'm Gabe Townsend.
And I'm Austin Daly.
Students that are currently taking AP Gov have just been made aware that they will be not getting 5 AP credits for this quarter. Anila Liho has more on the story.
AP government teacher Dana Dooley says administration has been trying to implement a full semester of weighted AP government since last school year. The process requires approval from principals, school site councils, the district level SILT, and the school board.
We, meaning myself and admin, were working under the premise that we could have quarter 1 and quarter 2 both count as AP Gov credit because you're doing AP Gov work. However, we found that we were hitting some resistance on that point to get it approved at a district level because when it had been tried before elsewhere in the district, then it wasn't approved by UC or by College Board. Now UC and College Board don't have a problem with it. So we're hoping that by showing the other schools that that's the case, and that all our students throughout the district could benefit from having AP Gov count for the 2 full terms that you are doing AP Gov work, then that's going to be something that benefits our whole district.
Administration met with the 2 AP government classes on Wednesday in response to student complaints about not receiving weighted credit. Students say they were unaware that they enrolled in the unweighted social science elective Law and Justice for their second quarter.
I'm really frustrated. I am enjoying the class, but I feel like I'm not getting credit. It's like if I was being paid for working 20 hours when I was really working for 40 hours, basically. So it feels like I'm being really let down and kind of cheated of the work that I'm doing. I'm not being credited for, so I'm kind of being cheated of the credit that I should be getting.
Of course the students are frustrated. I'm frustrated. Admin is frustrated. Everyone involved in this is frustrated, and that's why it's now moved on to the policy agenda of us as a school to start addressing it. So I know that some students are leading a petition, and others are asking where their parents could get plugged in. And at this point, because we're so early on figuring out what has to happen, we're trying to get a lay of the land before then we go in with movements.
Assistant Principal Stephanie Malia says each school in the district will have to get behind the change for it to see success.
Well, and I think the question kind of answers itself, because if it's important enough to make the change and we have the rationale, we feel that the teachers have the rationale for making the change, then in order for that change to be made, it has to be important for every student in the district, not just for a Roseville High School student. And I think that's the important thing, is that it's, while it may, with a grassroots effort, while it may begin here, we have to think, is it in the best interest for all students in the district?
We will continue to cover the story as more information develops.
This year's election is coming up on November 8th. We go to Connor Bentwood with the story.
Hi, I'm Connor, and I'm here on the corner at Tiger Way and Berry Street. This year, we have a lot of things that can affect Roseville schools on the ballot, such as Measure D, which we've talked about in previous shows. We've got the school board elections, and we also have Prop 55, which will continue funding California schools.
Yeah, so the school board plays a major part in making policy decisions that have an impact on the various school sites. They can approve certain programs, they can approve funding for certain programs, right? Anything that is ratified for any schools needs to go through the board.
Besides the school board election, there are also 2 budget-related items on the ballot. Measure D, which we have profiled in the past, and Proposition 55, which would keep the tax increases on the wealthier Californians to fund public schools.
Years ago, way back in California history, Prop 13, many people thought that proposition was supposed to take care of all of our school funding. What Prop 55 does is it maintains the current standard, okay? We went into a major recession in 2007 and 8, that kind of stuff that, people's 401ks, retirements tanked, people lost their homes. Funding, tax base for all of that took a nosedive. Some of that has bounced back. So now what they want to do is they want to make sure that that funding maintains.
Read Monday's Eye of the Tiger for the editorial board's endorsements of school board candidates and relevant ballot items.
The Canned Food Drive starts on October 31st and continues through November 18th. All canned food goods go to the Salvation Army, and the class with the highest amount of cans wins a pizza party.
We now go to Jason Russell for sports.
Good morning and welcome to an all-new edition of EOTSN. I'm Jason Russell. Last night, the girls' varsity volleyball team lost to the second seed Rockland Thunder. It was a tough loss as the Tigers were looking to make a push in playoffs coming off of their previous win. Also, earlier in the week, the varsity girls golf team placed 7th out of 14 at their Masters tournament. Last year, they finished 9th, so it was a good improvement for them overall. And the girls' tennis team on Monday won their first playoff game but lost in the second round to McClatchy. In other news, the final league game of the season for the varsity football team is happening tonight, and the Tigers will be facing the Oakmont Vikings. The Tigers have an edge tonight in rushing yards per game, season total yards, and yards per game. Oakmont, on the other hand, has Roseville beaten passing yards per game and receiving yards per game. Now, Oakmont comes into this game with a 5-4 record, while the Tigers have an 8-1 record. Now, looking away from stats and records, there's an interesting dynamic in tonight's game for both teams. First of all, if Roseville wins, they will improve to 9-1 overall, something that only 3 Roseville teams have been able to do since 1980. And if they win, they will be the 4th Roseville team since 1980 to host a playoff game. Now, while Roseville is playing for history, Oakmont is playing for playoffs because Oakmont is in the situation that if they win tonight, they will be in the playoffs. Therefore, expect not only to see a motivated Oakmont team, but a team that is willing to do anything in order to win, including trick plays. They have ran multiple trick plays this season, and I can see no reason as to why they wouldn't try something fancy in this Friday night desperation win and get in situation. So tonight, Roseville plays for history, and Oakmont plays for playoffs. It should be a very interesting game. And that's it on your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. I, the Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. Now we go to Troy with Tiger Talk.
Thanks, Jason. This is Troy with Tiger Talk, and as you can see, I'm dressed up in honor of our next president being chosen next week. And I went out and asked students who they think should win and why.
Trump.
Why Trump?
Because if I don't, my dad would disown me.
Trump or Hillary?
Neither.
How come?
Because they suck.
Why not Hillary?
Because Hillary sucks, and she's a big fat liar.
What does she lie about?
Everything.
Hillary, because she has political knowledge and background, something Trump lacks severely in his political campaign.
Hillary, because I guess in the short term, Trump would be better, but in the longer term, Hillary would be better. Because Trump is kind of Trump.
Trump all the way.
How come?
Because Hillary sucks.
Why does she suck?
Have you heard her talk?
Trump or Hillary?
Trump.
How come?
Hillary's a liar. Yeah, she should not deserve to be president.
What has she lied about?
Emails, all that kind of stuff.
I'd say Hillary.
I say Trump, yeah.
Okay, just interrupt me next time, would ya? I just got interrupted. I'm a little hurt.
That's Trump fans for you, right?
Yeah, they're just gonna beat me after school now.
Emails, what do you think that's bad about those?
Well, she shouldn't be lying to the public when she's a political figure, especially one as powerful as she was. She was the Secretary of State, and she's had other high positions. She was the First Lady. She's had tons of high positions, but she's proved throughout her entire career that she does get the job done and she does what the people want.
Ms. Weiss, can I ask you a question real quick?
I guess.
Real fast.
Really?
Trump or Hillary?
Get out.
Why?
It's going to be Clinton.
How come?
Because she's not Trump.
What's wrong with Trump?
He's an idiot.
It seems as though the students' opinions reflect those of our nation, meaning neither candidate has the edge over the other. Now back to news.
An RHS student has been volunteering at the Folsom Zoo. We go to Kenzie Duncan with the story.
Senior Talia Bennett received the opportunity to intern at the Folsom Zoo Sanctuary this summer and has been going there every weekend since.
My heart has always been with animals, and so now I'm leaning more towards wildlife biology and zoology, but I'm as sure as my love for animals now as I was when I was 3 years old. It's just something, I relate to them so well, and they're just so expressive. I don't know, it's just, they've always touched my heart, and that was probably awakened in me when we adopted our first dog at the SPCA in Sacramento, and from then on I just knew that I kind of wanted to do that with my life.
In order to intern at the zoo, Bennett had to wait until she was 16 years old to apply.
I was speaking with one of the zookeepers there, And we got to talking about, how she started off at Folsom Zoo and everything. And she mentioned to us that internships were available, but only at the time you turned 16. And so I waited until I turned 16 and I applied at the zoo.
According to Bennett, she's grateful for the opportunity and credits the zoo for clarifying her career choice.
It's been really eye-opening and something that I'm extremely grateful for. I guess I just wanted to get my feet wet and see if this was actually what I wanted to do. And I discovered, though, that in terms of running a zookeeping or a zoo facility, there's a lot more behind-the-scenes work than you would have guessed.
The Collection Classes Spirit Week kicks off next Monday. Monday is Fashion Disaster Day, Tuesday is Hero Day, Wednesday is Decades Day, and Thursday is Class Color Day. That's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on eyeofthetigernews.com. See you next time.